So in this experiment, we're going to be using glucose 1-phosphate, which is a phosphorylated form of glucose. So what that means is the glucose has a phosphate group attached to it. That phosphate group becomes attached to the glucose when something like ATP gets broken down. So remember, when ATP is broken down to release energy, we're left with ADP and a phosphate. That phosphate can then go and attach onto another molecule, in this case glucose, to form glucose 1-phosphate. This makes molecules more reactive. So in the first one, we've got glucose 1-phosphate, and I'm going to add some potato extract, which contains the enzyme phosphorylase. You might remember from National 5 that a phosphorylase is a synthesis enzyme, and it joins glucose 1-phosphates together in order to form starch. The middle row's got glucose, so that glucose is not phosphorylated, it's a less reactive form of glucose, and we'll put that with the phosphorylase enzyme. And the last one is our control. We've got glucose 1-phosphate, and we have added, instead of the potato extract, distilled water to prove that glucose 1-phosphate will not form starch on its own. So I'm going to add the potato extract into all of the relevant oils. Okay, and then what we do is we add iodine solution, because that tests for the presence of starch at 0 minutes. And pop that in there. Still that iodine colour that we associate, the kind of brownie colour, so therefore starch is not present at the moment. And what we'll do now is run the stop clock, and we'll check at 3 minutes, 6 minutes and 9 minutes to see whether starch is present. Okay, so at 3 minutes, we're going to add iodine into this row here and see if we have any starch present. As you can see, no starch is formed. Okay, let's add iodine at 6 minutes. As you can see, no starch is yet present. Okay, let's check them at 9 minutes. And as you can see, we have got starch in the glucose 1-phosphate and potato extract solution, which is what we would have expected, because it takes time for an enzyme to catalyse a reaction. And in this case, it's taken us to the 9-minute mark for the starch to form. As we thought, glucose and potato extract, there's no starch formed there because it's not the reactive form of glucose. That may eventually form over a long period of time. And in the control one, glucose 1-phosphate is unable to produce starch or without the presence of the enzyme phosphorylase, which is in the potato extract.